Okay guys, so in today's video I'm going to be doing a quick overview of the Fire Druid. This is day 1, patch 2.4, so not completely optimized, but I do think this character, it's improved quite a few different ways in quality of life, but I do think it doesn't have the raw damage compared to other builds, like Fist of Heavens, Paladin, Hammered In, Orden, that kind of thing. It just doesn't stack up. So going over the attributes, this is a hero-edited character. So I have enough strength to equip my gear, nothing in dexterity, everything else in vitality. The reason why I went hero edited is because there's better gear on these single player builds than there is on the stuff they gave us in PTR. Now for the gear, I am using a Hodo and Spirit setup with Ravenlore. So I haven't kind of gone down the crazy path of like Flickering Flame, 3 to Volcano, 3 to Armageddon. I don't have Faceted Suicide Branch, don't have Phoenix, just Enigma, Ravenlore, Heart of the Oak, Spirit, Mara's, Offhand, CTA, and Spirit, and then I just have Arachnid's Mesh, 2 SOJs, Alders, Mage Fist, Torch and Annie, and then all Elemental Skillers. So I will do a run, maybe, with all this off the inventory. But the damage value in the skill tree, so I put 20 hard points into Firestorm, Molten Boulder, Fissure, Volcano, and Armageddon, and then 1 hard point into all the prerequisites. I have about 10k fire, 4k fizz on Armageddon. Volcano is 2k fire, 1500 fizz. Fissure is 5000 fire, and Molten Boulder is about 2000 fizz, 1500 fire. Now they made a couple big changes. I invested extra strength because when I want to pull off the Torch and Annie in the inventory, I still have enough strength to equip my gear. So that's why I have a little bit extra. I guess I forgot to mention summons. I put 1 into Oak Sage, and then 1 into Raven, and 1 into Summon Spirit Wolf. Spirit Wolves now have decent survivability, and they have cold damage for crowd control. So you could go the Summon Grizzly route if you wanted to, but just trying to take advantage of the new stuff in the patch. In Shapeshifting, I invested nothing. But the biggest difference here is each skill is independent of its casting another skill. So there's no like cooldown delay in between, so I cast Armageddon, I can cast Volcano, Fissure, and then spam Molten Boulder in between. So each of the individual skills, the damage might not seem like much, but if you combine 1500 Fizz, 2k Fire with Volcano, with 5k Fissure, slamming some Molten Boulders in between, while you have Armageddon coming down, the damage does add up quite a bit. Now the only thing about this build is it works well in some of these new level 85 areas that have no fire immunes, but it kind of doesn't perform too well in the Chaos Sanctuary. It just doesn't have enough physical damage. So I'll do a Stony Tomb run with full gear, and then maybe I'll do a run without full gear and without Infinity Mercenary, so you guys can kind of... or without a full inventory, I mean. Leave it somewhere up here. Oh, down here. This is players 1, like perfect gear, Stony Tombs, but it's really bad in Chaos. So Volcano, Fissure, seeing a couple boulders, teleport. Volcano, Fissure, a couple boulders. It's kind of like Diablo 3. Just constantly cycling between different skills. It's almost like you want to telestomp stuff, so your Armageddon does a lot of damage. So it won't play too well. It's like a brand new character, I don't think, but so that's it, just cycling between the different skills. So that is players 1 difficulty. A little bit more of an easy area. I don't have a TV book. So I'll show off Chaos Sanctuary. I'll do a little bit on players 1, and then maybe I'll do a run without inventory. Just kind of want to show how, while all this stuff they've done is really cool, you're still kind of restricted in terms of where you're farming. So I can still kill stuff, but this is with like perfect gear. And a burn. It's definitely an improvement compared to the original, but the whole point I'm trying to stress here is that I have like a level 40, 47, level 50 Armageddon, 50 Fissure, 50 Volcano, and this is players 1 Chaos Sanctuary, and it's still like meh at best. So this is definitely, you're going to be restricted in like where you're farming, especially when you don't have like the best possible gear. Like I just think that this run is demonstrating that. Like for the gear that I have, I don't think that I have that good a clear speed. Anything that's not fire immune melts, but I'm basically just relying on the physical portion of the tree to take out these guys. Yeah, I would say it's mediocre clear speed at best. But it's area dependent though. And this is the crazy, like, whatever the stupid bug Diablo is. I promise you that this Diablo is not... This is not a normal Diablo, but... That's with really good gear. I'll quickly drop all the inventory and then we'll just do like a teleporting version. I mean, I don't have like a Viper Magi, but I guess I could.
Good to see you.
I don't really have a cheaper body armor to switch out, but we'll completely get rid of the inventory. So the damage dropped a decent amount, so I have level 36. So this will be CTA run. I still have, you know what? I'll pull off Infinity too. Pull off the Merc's Infinity. We'll give him Insight. So this is no Torch, no Annie, no crazy inventory. Insight run, Stony Tombs. This is currently single player L4, so I appreciate the offer, but yeah, exactly, Omnor. I'm trying to like include a more budget variant as well, so someone can kind of know what to expect if they're not using Infinities. This is just an Insight Mercenary heading to the Stony Tombs where there's no fire immunes. So yeah, no Infinity. I have a decent amount of plus skill gear. I mean, I do have like a Raven lore, but you could switch this out for lore. You could use like a Suicide Branch, Spirit, run around with Viper Magi. I don't think you'd notice too much of a clear speed difference. You just can't teleport. You guys get the idea. And then I'll do a quick Arachnid's Lair run too, so try and vary it up. I think the biggest thing with this character is that you're just restricted in where you can farm. So that's one thing. If you plan on making one, just you're gonna be stuck at like Arachnid Lair, Stony Tombs, doing that kind of stuff. Hyper, thank you very much for the 3 months. So this area does have some fire immunes. Just these red guys, the flame spiders. It looks like that even without Infinity, we can still clear these areas. One thing you have to watch out too with Volcano is that if you try and point and cast Volcano in an area where the game doesn't deem it enough like area, then you can't actually cast Volcano. So it's a cool area to MF. There is some fire immunes, but you can still get around it with your physical portion of the tree. So yeah, overall, Fire Druid, they significantly improve the quality of life by reducing the cooldowns. I don't think it's a game changer even with top tier gear, and you're going to be restricted to kind of specific areas that you farm, and the only way I think that could be changed is a bit of a damage buff, but overall I think it's in a much better place now than what it was. It's at least playable in hell difficulty. I really think Fire Druid was nothing other than Fissure, normal playthrough, and then kind of other than that. It's a pretty big improvement though. But yeah, guys, just let me know in the comment section below if you guys agree or disagree. Druid is definitely in a better state than what it was before.